If there's one thing the Dynasty Warriors games always get right, it's definitely the music. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to this video where I'm counting down the top 20 soundtracks, OSTs within the Dynasty Warriors series. Now there's a lot of good music within the Dynasty Warriors series, and like I've already said, if there's one thing this game gets right every single game, it's 100% the music. They never seem to miss on the music and they always seem to have bangers within their games. So before we jump into it, I just want to mention that I won't be including any of Lou Boo's themes because honestly, like half of the list could be just his theme alone. I had about 50 or so soundtracks that I found that I really like, and I've narrowed it down to the best 20. Let me know what you guys think about my list down below. What are your favorite soundtracks from the Dynasty Warriors series? And with that being said, we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So easy choice for me, Dynasty Warriors 3 is where I started as a Dynasty Warriors fan. I would say pretty much every soundtrack from Dynasty Warriors 3 is memorable and nostalgic to me. So number 20, we're starting off with Endless Fight from Dynasty Warriors 3. Go ahead and move on to the next one. This one should be a no-brainer for most of the people that watch my other videos, or especially the Dynasty Warriors character analysis series. If you watch all the way to the outro, this is usually the song that I would use. And the reason it is because this song, again from Dynasty Warriors 3, it's the ending song for when you complete a Musou mode. So number 19, it's Circuit from Dynasty Warriors 3. Let's go ahead and move on. If there's one thing the game gets right every single game, it's definitely the music. Can't not include it just because Dynasty Warriors 9 wasn't the best game. I had to include it within the list. Coming in number 18, I think it's a great choice for it. It's called Red Storm Infection from Dynasty Warriors 9. So this is one of those ones that really stuck out to me. Again, it gets your energy up, it makes you want to fight, it makes you want to get into the battle. And just like similar to the last one, it has that similar effect of it's just a really good piece. It's just a really good soundtrack. Can't really say much else about it. So coming at number 17, we've got Super Solid Speed Run from Dynasty Warriors 9. Seventh Journey from Dynasty Warriors 8 is a pretty catchy tune. It gets stuck in my head all the time. I love hearing it. That's going to be a lot of the main reasons why that they're on this list is because of nostalgia or because they get stuck in my head really, really easily. This one is no exception from Dynasty Warriors 8. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Starting at the top 15, it's a pretty easy no-brainer. I've already used this track for one of my preludes that I like to use for my videos. Again, it brings back the nostalgia of sitting there, tinkering around with it, hearing that soundtrack just brings back a lot of nostalgia personally for me. And it's a really nice soundtrack. It sounds really awesome, and I could not include it in the list. So number 15, it's The Force Field from Dynasty Warriors 3. Back into Dynasty Warriors 9, we've got another soundtrack from Dynasty Warriors 9 that it's a really good track. It was hard. I wanted to include less Dynasty Warriors 9 because I know of the reviews and it's, it wasn't the best game and everything like that. But the music, again, which is so good. Force or Flood from Dynasty Warriors 9 was really good. Battle Fawn Castle. Number 14, can't really argue with it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Go ahead and move on. The guitar riffs from this soundtrack is just so catching, right? And then right into like the main part of the track. It just fits well. I mean, you listen to it and it actually sticks out to you while you're playing the game. I thought Dynasty Warriors 6 had a great soundtrack as well. Probably one of the best ones. It's hard to say which game really has the best soundtrack, but Dynasty Warriors 6, again, even with the awful reviews, kept it really nice with the music. So I think this coming in at number 13 for me personally is a good fit. Just an awesome piece. Like, it just sounds so cool. Like, it just sounds like it belongs in this kind of game where you're going to war, you're fighting against thousands, and you're trying to conquer the land. This just fits so well. Can't really say enough good things about it. I think it's a good choice here at number 12. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Dance Macabre from Dynasty Warriors 5 is the best one, hands down. This is the only one from Dynasty Warriors 5 that I wanted to put on the list. It just has that energetic, heroic kind of tone to it that makes you excited to play the game, and that's why I included it on the list. There's a lot of good tracks from Dynasty Warriors 5, and again, in the game in general, I had close to 50 in total. Now, getting it down to just 20 is so hard to do, but I think Dance Macabre is a good choice here at number 11. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the top 10. You can't tell me that when you first hear the introduction to this track, you're not like, whoa. Dynasty Warriors 7 had a lot of good tracks as well, but this is the only one that really stuck out to me. When you hear that opening riff, how do you not get attracted to that sound? You're like, whoa, that's pretty cool. So catchy. I had to include it up here in the top 10. That riff gets stuck in my head all the time. Starting off the top 10, we have Crush 'Em All from Dynasty Warriors 7. This was a really interesting choice for me. I'm not the biggest fan of the first 30 seconds of this tune. After the first 30 seconds, that's when it really picks up for me, and that's what really hooks me into the track. So the first 30 seconds, I was like, it doesn't really hook you right away. For me personally, right, the Cyclonized Typhoon, whatever it's called from Dynasty Warriors 8, one of the best tracks within the game. And why? Because of the energy that it represents. Of course, the being attached to Zheng Liao and the Hefei battle. Everybody loves the Battle of Hefei, one of the best battles in the game. But the energy, again, that willingness to want to play because of the way it sounds, that's what that track achieves, and that's why it's up here at number 9. Okay, so coming at number 8, we have the Crest of Thirst. Might be a controversial pick because I don't think it was a popular one when I was doing a lot of the research and listening to at least every single soundtrack I can find from Dynasty Warriors 3 to Dynasty Warriors 9. But for me personally, this one gets stuck in my head a lot, especially the beginning, and then I always see Zhang Bao running in, Guanjin, I always hear that and see that when I listen to this track. It's a good track. I don't think it's a bad track. I don't think anybody could say it's a bad track, right? But for me personally, it gets stuck in my head so much that I had to include it at number 8 and what it represents to me. And that's why the Crest of Thirst from Dynasty Warriors 8 is number 8. Phoenix Run from Dynasty Warriors 9 was the first track from the game from when I played it, and I heard the certain riff and I was like, what is that? As soon as I heard it, I was like, this is the best tune from Dynasty Warriors 9. Phoenix Run from Dynasty Warriors 9 it again has that energy, it has that regal, just you want to push forward. And for me, when I played and I first heard it, I was like, that's a really awesome track. Like, it instantly hooked me, and that's why it's up here in the top 10, because it's one of the few ones that when I instantly heard, I was like, whoa, that's a really badass tune. Let me remember that for later down the road. And that's why it's up here at number 7. Again, the theme of energy, nostalgia. This track captures both of those things perfectly, right? It's such a powerful track. I love the good punch from Dynasty Warriors 8, and that's why it's up here at number 6. As soon as you hear it, it's an instant reaction. Like, oh, that's pretty catchy. That sounds pretty good. That's really, really good. This is the best Dynasty Warriors 8 track in my opinion. Again, this is, my personal list on what tracks to me are the best. I know there's always disagreements with this. This is a very, very subjective list, but I think Good Punch from Dynasty Warriors 8 is one of the best tracks. It's the best track from Dynasty Warriors 8 in my opinion, and it's a great choice for me at number 6. So when it comes to getting stuck in my head, this is probably one of the kings at it, right? Because that little guitar, that gets stuck in my head so much. Easy choice for a top 5. It's such a catchy tune. Dynasty Warriors 3 again was the core of me as a Dynasty Warriors fan, and I've heard again all the tracks so much, but this one is one of the best ones from Dynasty Warriors 3. Constantly getting stuck in my head, constantly making me want to play it, and it is a superior track to all the other ones. So Superior from Dynasty Warriors 3, easy top 5, one of my favorites from the series, and that's all I have to say. Let's go ahead and move on to number 4. I mean, it's just so good. The flute, the whistling, whatever it is, this gets stuck in my head just as much as the previous one, and of course the top 3. Such a good track, so much nostalgia for me. Dynasty Warriors 6 is one of the games I played the most. So playing that game, the Battle of Shushan, you have this ringing in your ears as you're playing, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful track accompanied with a great battle. Makes me remember a very good time as a kid playing the game and just having a really good time playing it. Dynasty Warriors 6 for me is one of the games I played the most. I genuinely enjoyed Dynasty Warriors 6. I know a lot of people didn't like it. It's one of the best tracks within the game. It's an easy choice for me personally at number 4, and that's all I have to say about it. Let's go ahead and move on to the top 3. You can't tell me the first 45 seconds of this track does not get you hyped to want to play this game. You can't tell me that. This is such a hype track. It sounds so good. Instantly gets you right into the mood to play. Dynasty Warriors 4, Eve, hands down the best soundtrack from Dynasty Warriors 4, and easily one of my top 3 favorite. Dynasty Warriors 4 was the game I played the least out of all the Dynasty, like the main game, but this track is one that stood out to me because it's so good. It's so good. How do you not get hooked on it within the first 30 seconds? Such a good track. Easy choice at number 3. Let's go ahead and move on to the last 2. Now, you guys can't tell me that when you first saw and heard the theme for Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, you weren't hooked. It is such a it's one of the best themes I've ever heard. Such a powerful tune. This track is so good. I had to include it within 2 of my videos because I was so hooked on it. Such an intoxicating track, man. As soon as I heard it, I was like, I want to listen to it more and more and more because it was just so good. Like I said, the one thing that this series does consistently is make good music. They never fail on the music. You never see complaints about the music, right? It's always a great soundtrack. In Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires being the latest of their game, they do not pull any punches. Their opening theme makes you want to play the game. That's what they're good at, right? The game itself, a little, but instantly heard it. I was like, it's one of the best tunes I've ever heard, and I think it's a great choice here at number 2. You can't tell me you listen to that and you're like, nah, it's okay. No, it's for me, it's one of the best tracks within this series that I've heard so far, and I think it's a great choice at number 2. You guys let me know down below. Before I reveal the number 1 choice, here are a few honorable mentions. This is my #1 choice. The main riffs for this track get stuck in my head probably on a weekly basis, and when they remixed it in Dynasty Warriors 8, it was so good. I've already used it for one of my preludes for one of my videos because for me it's just one of those nostalgic and memorable tracks that always consistently got stuck in my head. Arena from Dynasty Warriors 3, and for me it's my favorite within the Dynasty Warriors series. It represents everything to me as a fan, like everything where I started from and why I'm doing all these videos, and so I had to include it up here at #1, and then they did it so much justice in Dynasty Warriors 8. Dynasty Warriors 8 did a lot of good remixes for some of the older games, but Arena for me is my #1 favorite track from the Dynasty Warriors series, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my video. If you guys wanted the honorable mentions, you saw that Solo was in there and a couple of other ones that maybe people would have liked a lot more. I know Solo is a very popular track, but for me it wasn't that it wasn't good, it's just that for me it just didn't have the same effect that a lot of the people that I saw was writing about it had that kind of effect on it. It's an okay track. It's not like something that I would put in my top 20. I obviously didn't, but it's definitely a good track, just not for me personally. So anybody that's a big Solo fan is like, where's Solo? I'm sorry, it's just not one of my favorites. Again, it was hard to make this list, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what your guys' favorite tracks are. Do you agree with my list? What are your top 5 favorites? All that good stuff. Let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, everyone.